All of the pieces are now perfectly assembled to the car, and it's time for some finishing touches. To make it unique, the design team decided that some distinctive new graphics would enhance the aggressive look of the car and also identify the model and the Roush brand. From the cutting of the stripes to their final delicate application, this process is handled entirely in-house. From the outside, the car is complete, but all of the performance packed into this car requires seats that not only look sharp, but can also handle the task of keeping the driver comfortably seated during hard acceleration and cornering, using embroidered inserts with Jack Roush. Before even hitting the American highways, the Roush Mustang has already found some enthusiasts. With his incredible hot rod designs, Chip Foose has become a car culture icon as well, but he, too, has been a longtime admirer of Jack Roush.
I've known of Jack Roush for a long time. You know, his history going back into the 60s and 70s and his drag racing history. I've been a drag racing buff all my life, and so I've known of Jack. And for him to have done what he did, take his passion and turn it into a business, you know, you got to admire. He's one of my heroes. I met Jack Roush when when Roush Industries built the 427 motor that's in my 56 pickup. And at SEMA, we unveiled the truck, and Jack was there, and that's the first time I had met him. I don't know who else I would compare him to. I mean, I know that Jack jumped into it because of his passion for racing, and other people wanted his parts, so he started developing that. And I think that's where he really saw the opportunity to develop an industry. And yeah, when you ask me how I'd compare him to anybody else, I don't really know of any other companies that have achieved the level that Jack has. So in my book, he's number one. When I first saw it, I thought, boy, I don't know, I really loved what was there before. But this has grown on me. I like this much better than the previous model now. What I really love is that he brought that you know, iconic Mustang hump back into the rear quarters. The last previous model, it kind of needed something there, and they've done it with this model. And then with the wrapping of the taillights here, pulling that back in, I think it's really given the car a real sturdy kind of a, you know, just a stocky, strong feeling to it. Jack's, of course, got his wheels. He's got tires on it. He's done a suspension kit. Of course, his body kit, which really makes the car look good. But the two best things about this are the sound and also driving it. That's a good sound. It just makes you want to own it right there. I know he's done a long tube intake here. He's done the blower. I know they've done some tuning to it. And I mean, you know it sounds good. He's always got his little badges in here and whatnot. Show that it is a Roush. If you want a Mustang, this is the Mustang to have right here.
My mom has a stage 3 Roush Mustang. And one of the coolest things that happened, I'm on the phone with my mom. I don't know where I was, but she was at home. She's driving to the grocery store or something, and literally, we're talking. She says, honey, I gotta let you go. This guy wants to race me. And she hangs up. So that's my mom. She loves her Roush Mustang.
San Antonio, Texas, home of the Cooper Proving Grounds. The RS3, the specially developed tire created by the engineers at Cooper for the 2010 Roush Mustang. The development of both the RS3 tire and the suspension package of the 2010 Roush Mustang was done over 18 months of hard charging around the Cooper Tire and Vehicle Test Center. Expert engineers from both companies collaborated until they came up with the ultimate rubber for this high-performance Mustang.
Outfitted on the 2010 chassis that we've got here today is 2 ride height sensors and an optical speed sensor. So what those actually measure is the pitch and roll of the vehicle, and we can measure the lateral forces that the car is generating with the tire package, with the suspension package going on the 2010 chassis, so we can make it all work in harmony.
For the 2010 Mustang, we started completely from scratch. And our goal was to try to optimize the Cooper RS3 tire along with optimizing the refinement and the ride quality for the 2010, making it a little more refined package than our earlier models.
And during the slalom testing, we're maximizing the capability of the entire package as a car. We're looking at how well the suspension can transfer that motion to the tires, how quickly the tires can generate steering to change directions very quickly. You're looking at the maximum grip of the tires. And usually when we're doing something like slalom testing, it can be something as small as like a bushing change in the suspension that we're looking at how well it does transient response, how stable it is in directional changes. So it can be something very, very targeted, or it can be just a baseline test where we're looking at the whole package and how the whole package works.
While the Cooper team was reviewing the RS3's performance, the chassis team was busy making the new model live up to its reputation. The previous model Roush Mustang was able to generate more than 1 G on the skid pad, and nothing less would do for this new version. To attain the performance goals set forth by Jack and his team, sets of tires and individual suspension components are changed and tested and compared. The results are tallied and adjustments are made. Running the Mustang hard on the skid pad allows the driver to push the car to its absolute limits safely. The goal of besting the 1G benchmark is no small task, and one that models from Porsche, Lamborghini, and other high-end sports cars cannot obtain.
So the 2010 Mustang will pull 1G on the skid pad, and you can drive it to work every day, take it out on the track, and enjoy really great performance numbers.
The wet track is a flooded course that is covered with water all of the way from 0 up to 1/4 inch. The car is then driven through a range of speeds and turns until the limits are reached. This makes it possible for the designers to gauge the performance of their tires under various levels of water depths.
So on the wet pad, we're looking at things like transitional stability. Going through the cones is, just one of the ways we can look at how fast it turns in, how much lateral grip the car can generate as a package. If I'm not in a car here, I'm in a car somewhere else. I drive for a Cooper-sponsored drift team as well in the Formula Drift Series. I think drifting and racing kind of completes the testing package because it gives me the set of tools I need to be able to slide a car intentionally and evaluate how well it can safely recover, on how well the everyday consumer is going to be able to drive on high performance tires all the way to light truck product.
On a performance car such as the Mustang, the speed rating is crucial. The oval track not only has the space needed for getting the car up to a speed that far exceeds the use of the everyday driver, but it also provides the opportunity to check for high-speed handling characteristics, tread noise, and other issues related to high-speed driving.
On the slalom, you could be going anywhere from 65 miles an hour to exiting at over 80 miles an hour. So it's a very fast speed for what you're making the car do, because you're changing directions very rapidly in a very small amount of space. So it really maximizes the whole package of the car.
As American as the Mustang and Jack Roush, Cooper Tires, based in Findlay, Ohio, agreed to partner up with Roush Performance to develop and produce one of the hottest performance tires on the road today.
When I found out that Cooper Tire from Findlay, Ohio was willing to partner with their engineers to develop a tire that would deliver the performance that our springs and bars and shocks and brakes and our engine, all those things it would do that provide the motivation for and the braking action for the vehicle, that they were willing to put the rubber under to carry that performance to the road. I was really excited.
Inside the massive headquarters of Cooper Tire and Rubber Company, research, development, and testing all take place. It takes a large team of dedicated experts to make it all come together, because there's a lot more than tread pattern, width, and sidewall height to a tire.
Jack wanted this vehicle to be able to pull 1G on the track. And it's very important that the tire and the vehicle work in synergy to make that happen. That means you've got to have extreme levels of dry grip, very good control and maneuverability of the vehicle. And the tires play an important role in that process.
Once we got the requirements from Jack on what the Cooper Xeon RS3 needed to do to perform adequately, we come in and we basically take a computer-aided modeling program that develops the tire profile or the general tire shape And from that, we develop a mold that the tire is actually cured in and produced in. While that's going on, our materials group is using extensive materials testing to come up with the utmost of materials technology to marry up with that mold profile. Once we bring those two together, we'll build prototype tires in our manufacturing facility. We'll marry the mold shape and the materials technology. We'll put those together, and then once they get together, we'll get the prototype tires. Like I said, we do indoor testing on dynamometer test wheels, where we test for high-speed requirements, endurance requirements, durability, noise, rolling resistance, all the things we can test for inside.
The whole premise of a Roush Performance Mustang is that you're getting a packaged car ready to take to the track, ready to take to the street, you know, and just be bar none in performance. So that's what all that data lets us do, is make any modifications and that small, you know, those small incremental improvements in either ride quality or track performance. And that's what sets, you know, Roush tuning and, you know, Cooper performance tires apart.